EPA's Climate Change Adaptation Resource Center is a one-stop shop that offers local government officials and community leaders a wealth of information to help them anticipate, prepare for, and adapt to climate change. There are two ways to access information. You can explore the center by topic, the way you would in a traditional website, or you can allow the Resource Center to tailor a package of information specifically to your needs. Here you can tell us where you live and the particular areas of interest to you. Let's assume you are the head of the Public Works Department in a small coastal town in Massachusetts and are responsible for managing all water utilities. You've heard that climate change may affect the operations of the community's water utilities, but you've never considered future climate impacts and have no expertise in this area. You would click on the Northeast region and water utility facility operations. But you're also curious about the public health risks associated with the impacts climate change may have on the community's water utilities. There is no limit to the number of categories you can select. Once you're done, submit your information. You are immediately taken to the integrated package of information tailored to your interests. Notice the package consists of two components. The first provides you with information about the implications of climate change for your region. You can learn about the implications of climate change for the entire Northeast, as described in the U.S. National Climate Assessment, the risks of climate change to your state, and download the fact sheet that offers examples of how some communities in the Northeast are already successfully adapting to the impacts of climate change. The next section delves more deeply into the specific areas you told us you're interested in. Since you have limited experience with climate change issues, you can begin by exploring the implications of climate change for water utilities. Notice you can learn about the risks posed by sea level rise to water utilities or about the public health consequences of those impacts. You reside in a coastal area, so let's follow the thread to the risks posed by sea level rise to water utilities. You are presented with a clear and concise explanation of why coastal communities must prepare for the impacts of sea level rise on their water utilities. Since you have only been thinking about the risks posed by sea level rise to a coastal area, you may not have considered the possibility that more frequent and intense storms or more severe saltwater intrusion might also require your attention. The related information box offers you the opportunity to learn more about these topics. Now that you understand the risks posed by climate change to your water utilities, you may want to learn more about how to address those risks. You can either return to the previous screen and follow the thread to Adaptation Strategies through the navigation menu, or return to the Tailored Results screen. You choose to explore strategies for anticipating and preparing for the threats posed by sea level rise to your water utilities. You are presented with a list of strategies you can consider implementing. The little yellow flags indicate that case studies are also available to illustrate how a community has already successfully implemented the strategy. You'll find brief descriptions of the adaptation strategies, and the case studies are listed. More advanced users may want to immediately see a comprehensive list of all adaptation strategies that can protect water utilities from all types of climate impacts. Different categories of adaptation strategies can be explored. Now that you've discovered strategies for adapting to climate impacts that threaten your water utilities, you may want to follow the thread and see how other communities with similar concerns have successfully implemented the strategies. Let's learn about what the City of Boston did to protect its Deer Island wastewater facility from sea level rise. Every case study starts with a clear story. But our case studies are more than just stories. They contain information that can help you replicate what other communities have done. The How Did They Do It section contains a quick start guide that lists the key steps you have to take to replicate what was done in Boston. As you continue to follow the thread, you're also presented with tools available from EPA to enable you to implement each step. In this case, EPA's CREATE tool can help you assess your water facility's vulnerability to sea level rise. The thread doesn't end there. You find the Boston case study interesting, but you live in a much smaller coastal community in Massachusetts. Your community is similar in size to Manchester by the Sea, so you choose to learn more about what they did. Returning to the Tailored Results screen, you can explore other tools that are available for you to replicate the successes that other communities have had protecting water utilities. Notice the Create tool is listed here as well. You can also explore all tools available from EPA to support community adaptation efforts. Every EPA tool comes with a description, available training for using the tool, examples of how the tool has been successfully used, and an EPA office or staff member you can contact for additional help and information. Now that you have this integrated package of information, you can follow the thread further to identify training you can provide to your staff to help build expertise with climate adaptation in your office. Free online training is available relevant to your areas of interest. Since climate adaptation often requires additional funding, our thread also takes you to funding opportunities. Resources available from EPA can be explored. You can also investigate resources and technical assistance available from other federal agencies. Finally, the thread leads you to contact information for staff at EPA in your region that can provide additional assistance. The EPA region's Climate Change Adaptation Implementation Plan is also available so that you can see other EPA activities that might support your efforts. Recognizing that many states also have information, tools, and resources, we have provided links to state climate change adaptation websites. The EPA Climate Change Adaptation Resource Center is rich with information that can be tailored to your needs. Over time, we hope you will explore this wide array of information and use it to anticipate, prepare for, and adapt to climate change.